Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you all joining me in today's video. As you guys can read from the title, we are throwing on something on this truck that I wish I threw on many years ago. That is a dash cam. I've been meaning to put one on for such a long time, but I don't know why I didn't this whole time, but we did. We finally have it on, guys, and overall I'm actually pretty happy about it. And now that I've had this on for about a couple of days, there's a lot going on, guys. I call it the dash cam effect. A lot of cars are cutting in front of me, or there's a lot of near misses happening around me. This is interesting, guys. I don't know if it's me. I might be the one causing it, or I don't know. It's a weird one though. Dash cam, you can't even see the dash cam. So we have the latest part for the F-150. This is a Vantrue N2 Pro dash cam. Picked this bad boy up off of Amazon for around 120 bucks. Now this, I feel like, is right in the middle between all the options that they have on there. There's a bunch, by the way, ranging all the way from like $30-$40 all the way to like $300 and plus. This, I feel like, is right in the middle at 120. We didn't want to cheap out, but also we didn't want to spend top dollar. So we got this thing. Let's go ahead and open it up. Peel this thing back. So from my understanding, it is double vision. Maybe. Quick book. Manual. Okay, wow, packaging's pretty good. Looks like this is the unit itself. And this is probably the wiring. Here's basically everything that came with this dash cam. We have the actual camera itself, nice giant lens on the front, holding it upside down. These are little lights that'll let you know if the battery is low on this unit. We got buttons on the bottom. That's awesome. We have this little port. This is where the suction cup mount comes into play. Now you pretty much have to use this one because it does have the power connections there, and that would slip right on, just like that. We move to the back. We have a camera, guys. Look at that, man. We have a tiny little 1080p plus camera. Not sure what that means, but if you look here, we got 4 little infrared lights helping with the with night vision. We're going to test out the night footage on this thing. And then, of course, the most obvious thing, we have a display screen. But we have more buttons here, and then we have our power source goes into here on this side. We have a hard reset button right tucked up behind this. And the mount itself looks pretty good, looks pretty sturdy. Kind of happy there's a screen here. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be running this camera. My idea was to place this behind the rear view so it's out of sight, but I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. Here's our 2 power choice options. We have the standard Type-C that plugs into the to the mount here, and that there would go into the car charger port. The next one is the one that I'm probably going to use, and that's Type-C to USB. Now I'm probably going to just use the OBD2 power source for my dash cam. So this right here is the interior for the F-150, and our camera is going to be mounted somewhere, I think, in front of the, I guess behind from my point of view, but behind the rear view mirror here, guys. I think that would be a good option. I don't want it to dangle, nor do I really want to use that inside camera. We're gonna run that wire through our headliners. You guys can see right here. We could bring it down a little bit. That requires us to remove this pillar piece, this little trim piece over here. And all I have to do is just pop this out. I have the dash cam a little bit below the rear view mirror. You can still kind of see it, but that's okay. We have the wire here that plugs into the suction mount, and then we are tucking that wire, making sure you're stuffing that wire in there. Bend it all the way around here. Now this part's a little bit more intrusive, as that is our airbag right there. Obviously we don't want anything getting in the way of that. So what I've done is I've taken our wire, and we have these little wire organizers or little tabs here. Stuffed them in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and run our power source OBD2 wire through there, and hopefully pull it through here and plug it into that sucker. So we popped off the pillar trim right now, and I just finished fishing through our power source. We're gonna tap into the OBD2 right down there, and that is gonna be our power source for the dash cam. I fished it through the wrong way, so I have my little metal wire here, so we're just gonna pull it back up and then retape that end onto this end, and then we'll have the correct side plugged in there. There we have it, folks. Dash cam is installed. If I were to actually put my mirror in its place, it'd be somewhere around there. So, I mean, not bad. You know, it's there, but I could still have options. I still have the power to control the menu and go through all that good stuff. I still have that option. It's not completely out the way, but it'll do. We tucked up our wire, leading it through the headliner. We tucked it behind this pillar trim, and you saw we just fished out some metal wire and dropped it all the way down here to our OBD2 power source. It is a little bit in the way, but the reason why the OBD2 power source is so far out is because we're already running another plug-in there. I quickly want to go over the power source that we're rocking over here. It is a OBD2 power cable. Basically, this is our power source. Now you'll see we have a little switch here on this thing, and this, by the way, is what's running through the pillar and meeting with the Type-C to USB cable that's powering our dash cam. So it has two modes. This one right now currently is only for accessory mode, which means that this will only provide power whenever the key is turned on. Switching that, this will constantly run power to the dash cam. So if you do have the parking sensors and you have all the bells and whistles on yours, then you could try running that. But this does have a little fail-safe where if it reaches a certain voltage, it will automatically power off. So for now, I'm gonna run whenever I turn the key on. By the way, whenever you do have it on this mode, it will continue to provide power for roughly 5 minutes before it shuts down. Dash cam, you can't even see the dash cam. Up over here to get my final thoughts on that bad boy, and look at that inconspicuous boy, guys. The camera can't even pick him out. That's how out of focus he is. This, I think, is going to be the setup for now. As you could tell, it is partially blocked by my rear view mirror. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus on it. As you could tell, I opted with not going with the front facing camera. There is what I'm more concerned about, so I am blocking that. Let's see if we're still recording. Okay, we are recording. We'll go ahead and stop recording right now, and we'll go through the menu real quick. Here is record setup. Now you can scroll through the menu, and here are the different types of resolutions this camera provides. These are all front facing only. Now if you want to use both the front facing and the cabin camera, then you have to use this dual setup, but we are going to go with a wide angle. And then there's of course more settings on this thing. This thing is pretty well equipped. Loop recording, we got a G sensor, an audio recording, parking mode, front camera exposure, inside camera exposure, number plate, stamp, rotate display, time lapse, power off, delay. So there's actually a decent amount of settings on this thing. This is the system settings, time and date, basic stuff, frequency, system info, back, GPS setup, files, and that is it, guys. We'll go back to the camera. There we go. Nope, it's not even rotating. This is supposed to rotate. There you go. So the inside camera does rotate, but we are not going to be using that. My rear view mirror does partially block it, so overall, I'm actually pretty happy with this thing. Oh my God, can you focus, camera, focus? I've been meaning to put a dash cam on the truck for quite some time, so I'm kind of excited to finally have that. Maybe later on I'll tuck it behind on this side so it's a lot less visible, but that's it, guys. Dash cam for the F-150 installed. Looks great, looks clean, and overall pretty happy with it. That is going to do it for this video. I appreciate you all sticking through. Overall, super happy with the Vantrue N2 cam. It looks like it's more of a Uber rideshare camera, and it turns out it is. It was in the title. I don't know how I missed it, but this thing's been on the market for quite a long time and it's super popular, so I figured it's been tested already, so I got it. It's pretty good overall. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I wish I didn't have that little Ford sticker or whatever that is on my windshield so I could raise the cam a little bit more, but unfortunately the suction mount does not stick to that black outer part sticker. It keeps falling off. It's actually pretty good footage that the N2 over here is capturing. It's pretty crisp. You can make things out. There's exposure settings that you could play with. I haven't done that yet, but overall it's been a pretty good camera. The inside cabin camera is also great, but again, we're not going to run that. We're just doing the front facing camera. Overall though, I'm pretty happy with it. You can see from the picture it looks good. Even the inside cabin at night looks pretty dang crisp. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully this video helped you out in installing a dash cam for your F-150. The only tough thing is probably fishing the wire through the dashboard, But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Hope you all enjoy this one. Make sure you subscribe. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace and take care.